everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I wanted to show you a quick and easy DIY that I use with some Michael supplies. So this is the DIY I made. It's just a little hanging bouquet of flowers in a mason jar. To create this DIY you will need a few items. A piece of wood, paint, a foam paintbrush, flowers, string lights, batteries, ribbon, rope, scissors, and finally a drill and drill bits. To begin, we marked with a pencil where we wanted to drill our holes before doing so. Make sure to drill 2 holes at the top of your piece of wood. We used our largest drill bit to ensure that our rope would fit through the holes when we were ready to create the wall hanging portion. Once we drilled our holes, I was trying to decide on whether or not I wanted to paint the wood or leave it unfinished, but I ended up deciding to paint this piece. I went ahead and grabbed my white paint since I was going for a more neutral look. For the best results, I recommend using a foam brush so you don't see the brush strokes. I decided only to paint 1 coat because I wanted to be able to see the grain of wood through the white. Don't forget to paint the sides of the wood because you will see them when you go to hang this on your wall. After painting the wood and letting the paint dry, I began weaving my rope through the 2 holes we drilled. After pulling through the amount of rope I wanted, I cut the end and tied holes on either side so the rope would be in place. After creating 2 knots in the rope, I took my mason jar and removed the metal top by unscrewing it. After this, I got my floral arrangement and began cutting off the ends of each so it would fit into the jar perfectly. After cutting the floral, I put batteries in my string lights and pushed them into the jar. I put the battery pack in the back of the jar and the lights in front. I adjusted them to how I wanted them. After this step, I screwed on the top part of the lid, leaving the middle part still open so I could stick my flowers in. This step is optional, but I like the look of the metal against the wood. I adjusted my floral and cut a piece of pink ribbon to tie around the top of the jar. This is what the arrangement looks like with everything in its place. For the last part, I grabbed my hot glue gun and let it heat up a few minutes before putting a good amount on the back of the jar. You can also use super glue. I quickly stuck it to the wood and held it there for a few seconds. I was having some technical difficulties with my hot glue gun, so I ended up having to re-glue it with super glue. I put the super glue on the back of the jar as well and held it in place on the wood for a while until it was hard enough to stick itself. I let the super glue dry overnight, but if you're using hot glue, this process will be a lot quicker. I recommend using Gorilla Hot Glue if you are using hot glue. This is what it looks like when it's complete. I'm glad I stuck with neutral colors for this DIY, but you can certainly use different colored paints and flowers depending on the look you are going for. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you did create the DIY, please let me know down in the comments below. And also be sure to tag me on Instagram. Bye guys, have a wonderful day.